Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cienie. Whose perspective are we in? We're in Marcus's perspective. Yes, Tommy boy is right here. Tom right here, and we're meeting Raymond for some business talk, right? Lots of things happening.
Sorry, you had to wait so long for me already. Didn't you say you were going... What? Didn't you say you were on the way an hour ago? Yeah, sorry. I meant I just woke up.
Raymond. Raymond. Ah, truly on Philippine time. Okay.
Huh, thought so.
Raymond lets out a nervous laugh. Well, at least one of us is getting enough sleep. Look, I'm late for everything. And don't get enough sleep. I used to be early for things, guys, okay? And then college happened. Right up until college, I got so much sleep and was always on time. I was always super early for everything. Don't go to college, kids. Don't listen to me, okay? Well, at least one of us is getting enough sleep.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
I think I should introduce myself properly.
Your name was Raymond, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, we did introduce ourselves back at the bar before.
Still.
Tom lifts himself from the chair and extends his hand to Raymond. Properly, then. I'm Tomic. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but that's fine. But you can call me Tom.
Yes, Tom. I remember. My name's Raymond. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Raymond. Now that that's out of the way, let's get back to the agenda.
Right. I've told Tom about about the witnesses, and I want you to follow his lead.
Raymond nods and listens attentively while Tom casually drinks his beverage.
People might not be open about it as you might think. It might not be easy to get them to talk. Be nice.
Sure.
Can. Splendid. I'm glad we understand each other. Raymond, do you know if Bernard will be working at the bar today? I took the day off to come here, so I think he'll be there the whole day. All right, neat. Why do you ask? Gotta talk to him about another case.
Oh. Anything else we should know about?
You already know everything that you need to know to talk to the witnesses. Just stay out of trouble. I'm sure Raymond can tell you what questions would be worth asking for the peace of mind.
For his peace of mind. Fine. Finishing his drink, Tom stands up and grabs his bag, slinging it over his shoulder. Raymond then follows suit. We'll be on our way then.
All right, good luck.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Marcus.
The two of them begin to walk as I light my cigarette, the sun casting long shadows behind them. So, Raymond, have you ever broken into any house before?
No.
La? What? La. An emphatic particularly added at the end of a word or sentence to soften the tone and make it less abrupt. A typical feature of Malaysian/Singapore English. Okay. There we go. I'm learning, guys. I'm becoming more cultured. I'm really not.
Where got?
I could teach you. I feel like every time I have to pull these up, you know. It's fine. It's fine. Voila? Wolao? Okay. A phrase used to express shock or disbelief, derived from Hokkien? Okay. Tom says something else I can't make out, and they both share a healthy laugh as their figures grow smaller with distance. They should be fine. Ooh. Marcus, are you sure? Are you really gonna trust these boys? I wouldn't trust these boys. Let's see what Bernard has to say. Let's go see Bernard! Oh. Oh, look at this bustling bar. It's really going. Bernard's bar is a lot calmer during the day, though it still has a few patrons. You call that a few? Okay. A sheep waitress, who's probably standing in for Raymond, is busy attending to female customers. As I enter, the bright afternoon sun behind me casts a long shadow towards the two women. They both turn towards me. I wasn't planning on making a dramatic entrance, but, welcome. Please have a seat. I'll take your order shortly. I choose to sit at the table next to the bar. After a few moments, the waitress approaches with a wooden pencil poised inside the cusp of her right hand. Okay. Would you like to order?
Excuse me, is Bernard around?
Our boss should be here soon. Is it urgent? I can give him a call.
No, it's fine. I can wait.
I see. So, your order? I quickly look through the menu and order the first thing that catches my eye.
Something simple.
Kielbasa. Sausage. I knew how that was pronounced. Why? It's like I actually knew that one. It's fine. It's fine. My parents used to get that a lot.
Kielbasa with fries should be good.
Of course. Are you drink? And your drink? Are you drink? And your drink. It's fine.
Just green tea with lemon.
She scribbles everything down and heads off. I scan the surroundings for a no smoking sign before pulling out a cigarette and lighting it. I have no idea how Bernard will react to me showing up here. As I smoke, I keep glancing around to make sure I don't miss him entering. As I finish my second cigarette, the waitress comes back with my order. Here you go, sir. After putting everything down on the table, she turns around to leave.
Could I ask you something?
Of course.
Do you recognize this man?
I place Camille's picture on the table. She bends down a little and squints her eye. I'm just thinking of, like, Domon from G Gundam going like, have you seen this man? You know? Her gaze is fixated on the photo, but for several moments she says nothing.
I'm looking for him. He's been missing for the past few days.
Yet as I observe her more closely, her pupils begin to dilate and her jaw tenses up. Thick veins running down her neck, clearly visible.
Miss?
Are
you alright?
She mutters something under her shaky breath. Hey,
it's alright.
I'm sorry. The police asked about him. I really don't know that much.
I understand. You just seem very nervous. I'm sorry if I caused this. I'm trying to do the right thing.
I see. I really need to go back to work.
Before you go, does Grubby offer food delivery?
No, we don't.
Were you working the night the attack in the woods happened?
Yes, the police already asked about that. The girl seems to be on the verge of breaking down. I may be pushing it too much.
I see. No worries. I'm really sorry to bother you.
Oh! Look, it's a bear! Of a polar bear! Look at him! Look at him!
Harassing my staff, old dog. Daria, there are fresh orders lining up. The voice echoes from the entrance like rolling thunder, a familiar voice. The waitress turns around without a word and heads off behind the bar. I see one of her co-workers glaring back at me. No, I wasn't.
Oh, look at him. He's got a bit of his chest showing. He's got a little bit of pudge. He's very good. This is a very good lad.
Marcus, you've already been grilled by the cops pretty harshly yesterday.
The huge polar bear steps up in front of me, his belly protruding so much that it hits the side of the table. I stand up to greet him, but Bernard pushes me down by the shoulder back in my seat.
No need to stand up. Let's chat.
He slides into the seat opposite me, and his eyes meet mine with a cold yet familiar stare. The old bear takes off his glasses, placing them on the table.
Oh, good to see you again. Wish I could say the same. You're rarely around on good business. You're not wrong, Bernard. There's something I need to ask you. Straight to it, eh? I was hoping that you've changed just a bit. Were you? A shame, really, but I get it. Hard to teach an old dog new tricks, eh? Do you want some beer? No, not really. I'm driving. Bah! Don't be boring, Marcus. I won't be here long. Just a few questions. Fine, I'll humor you. For old time's sake.
He smirks, but his expression turns more serious when I point to the photo of Camille still on the table.
Seen this guy? Only from the police's pictures of him. They interrogated us about him after the attack that happened nearby. Really spooked my workers, you know. The same way you just did.
Bernard tilts his head from left to right, stretching his neck until an audible crack is heard.
His mother hired me to find him before she got attacked. Ah, poor woman. Indeed. That's why I hope you can help me here, Bernard. Sure, pup. What do you want to know?
Pup? I'm just going to pretend that I didn't hear that.
There were some food packages, found in one of the abandoned houses related to the investigation. And they're from Grubby. So tell me. Food delivery? Oh, nah. Too expensive to hire delivery service these days. I see. But if you say an abandoned house, once a month we cook a bit more and distribute the extra food to the local shelters. Besides, I prefer face-to-face interactions with my customers.
Then just do pickup orders. That's probably a thing that you can do. Maybe? That was my initial thought, that it was going to be like, oh, but we do offer pickup, but not delivery.
I see.
He smirks, looking around, admiring the decor around the bar.
How easy it is to get that food packaging. We give them out when they order takeout.
Ah, I see. We got there.
Or when they want to take the rest of their meal home. The customers tend to order too much. You know how it goes. So it's not that hard, I reckon. But usually you'd have to come here. Or work here. Huh. I don't like what you're insinuating, Marcus. If my nose was correct, the leftovers found were maybe 1 or 2 days old. Who was on shift that day? Hard to say. The workers tend to cover each other's shifts without telling me first sometimes.
He chuckles after the statement. I simply nod and write everything down.
Now I'll ask my workers.
No, excuse me.
That'll be helpful. Can you write me the address of the shelter, just in case? Sure thing.
I check my notes, finalizing everything I've gathered so far.
I think that's all. Sorry to bother your fine establishment. Nah, you're always welcome. We should crack a cold one together again, at some point, Pop.
Pop. Look, it's hard for me. I got a squeaky voice, you know.
Maybe, when my hands aren't so full. Well, when will that be? Who knows at this point? Then I hope you can catch a break in your case, for your own sake. I hope so too.
The bear stands up, putting his glasses back on, while he talks to the waitress before going to the back. I finish my meal quickly, no point staying here any longer. I stand up and walk to the waitress, Daria, who stands behind the tilt.
How much was everything?
Our boss said it's on the house.
I see. Thanks for the lovely meal, then. And I'm sorry if I startled you with my questions. Was just doing my job.
I understand. I was just shocked after the cops came up to us and interrogated me as if I was a suspect.
I'm just here to help a mother find her lost son.
Oh, okay.
Here's my card. Just tell me if you remember anything or are ready to talk.
I'll keep that in mind.
Have a pleasant shift, Daria.
Daria? Nah, it's weird. I wonder what kind of question the cops asked her that elicited such a panicked reaction. Or perhaps it was actually something else about Camille that triggered it. Although Mrs. Nowak did say that her son didn't have many friends, nor people he spent time with. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. The waitress could have just simply been terrified. Nothing more to it. The rabbit couple and the shelter are the leads to follow closer. I'll mull over that later. I gotta get back to HQ to check up on Igor and follow up with the hospital for an update on Mrs. Nowak. Maybe Tom and Raymond are having a bit more luck on their end. Are we gonna go over to them? Given how close the first witnesses works from this cafe, I didn't have much time for a proper conversation with Raymond before we got to our destination. I'll have to get the details later. For now, Raymond has briefed me on the basics of his case, which is enough to ask some questions. Okay. The tiger follows behind as we enter the shop, but there's nobody behind the till. No CCTV. Okay. Just a convex mirror propped in one of the corners of the ceiling. I wonder if there's a camera in the area around the shop.
Maybe we should have call out to the owner.
Raymond speaks in a hushed voice. I nod. Hello, is anyone here?
Coming.
Raymond and I exchange a look before approaching the counter. An old bison slowly came out of the back, wearing a Forster's uniform, a cap, and a pair of glasses. He throws us a wide, warm smile, showing a few missing teeth.
How can I help you, boys?
Raymond looks at me, hesitant. I reciprocate the man's welcoming gesture with a smile. Sorry to bother you, sir, but we're passing through town on our camping trip.
Oh, that's great. Looking for camping supplies. Tents, cords, fire starters.
Some fire starters, that's for certain.
Were you planning to camp, by the way?
We aren't sure yet. Somewhere nearby, maybe. Although my friend here is kinda scared.
This big tiger? Scared? Huh, I doubt it. Well, I heard there's been some missing people in the forest nearby.
The old man gives us a hard stare.
I guess you're not from around here. There's not much to it. You ask me, it's probably just people just running away from their own lives. Either way, it's been a while since any of that. Our woods are safe now.
Safe my ass. Either he doesn't know about Mrs. Nowak's attack, or he just really wants to sell us something. While omitting the gory details, I turn to Raymond and give him a discreet wink. We haven't discussed any signals, but I hope he knows to play along. Are you certain? We did some research before coming.
Yeah, their only major disappearances happened a while ago.
How long?
Maybe like a year or two? Some kids went missing. It's hard to remember all those runaways.
Runaways? The bison raises an eyebrow, to which I return a cocky smile. Honestly, I just wanted some reassurance. Okay, reassurance for my friend. Glad to hear it was nothing. The old man chuckles, scratching the back of his neck as he leans closer and lowers his voice.
Well, those kids did come here to stock up on supplies, just like you guys did. And they asked a lot of questions like you did. And then they vanished.
Like you will. Is what I imagined he'd say next. I look at him, trying to maintain the slightly crooked smile on my face, even though the way he said it makes it hard to do so. His words sounded mildly threatening.
Or so they say, but I'm sure they simply went on their merry way.
You don't believe they disappeared? He continued to smile, his fingers tapping on the counter to the beat of the shop's music playing in the background. I'll get these sentences one day, guys.
Who knows? They were a rowdy bunch. Wouldn't surprise me if they went their separate ways. 2 of them were arguing the whole time. Lots of yelling, too.
Were they being rude to you, sir?
One was. The cougar with reddish fur, he looked like the leader of the group. He was yelling at the female collie, says that she cheated on him. When I asked him to tone it down, he snapped back. Oh, well, lucky we're not in like those customers. Hope it didn't turn violent. Thank God it didn't come to that, but this whole group did get uncomfortable. Then, they left the shop and continued arguing outside.
What would a group of friends on a camping trip be arguing about so much?
That cougar fellow wanted to cancel their trip.
Why is that? Don't tell me he was scared like Raymond over here.
Because they didn't get permission to enter.
What does that say? Kołomeno? A deserted Polish town. Okay. Okay. That makes me frown. Oh, God. Kołomino? I'm trying to remember. Look, I know I just looked at the pronunciation guide. It's not my fault. I don't have good memory for pronouncing things.
Yep. It's an old abandoned town a few miles from here.
Sounds interesting.
Sure is, but that place is dangerous. The old buildings there could collapse at any moment.
What about the other two? You said there were 4 of them.
You sure do like to ask a lot of questions.
Sorry, I'm just curious.
You know what they say about curious cats, eh?
Okay, this guy's definitely trying to mess with me. But whatever, I'll just let it slide.
The other 2 left soon after. A female rabbit and a young male tiger.
So they couldn't get the permission to enter and just left?
Pretty much. That rabbit told me they're gonna cancel the trip and head back to the university.
I see.
Again, you sure ask a lot of questions. You're not some undercover journalist, eh?
Heh, nah. Sorry, I'll stop bothering you about it.
Well, you gonna buy anything then?
Of course, that's why we came here. So, you got any duct tape? Our tents got torn costs a certain someone. Oh, cuz a certain someone accidentally clotted when he was sleeping.
Absolutely. Let me check in the back.
Why would your duct tape be in the back? That's utility. Put that in front. Put a sign. Be proud to own duct tape at your store. The old shopkeeper disappears between the shelves before coming back out with a duct tape in his hand. I use the brief opportunity to whisper to Raymond if there's anything else we should ask before going, but the tiger doesn't have time to respond.
Right. Anything else?
Raymond averts his gaze, looking down as if to conceal his emotions, yet the veins around his fist pop out as he clenches them tightly.
Did, the tiger say anything?
The bison folds his arms and seems to be thinking to himself.
Nothing much, really. Though he looked very sad the whole time. But he did get one thing before leaving.
The shopkeeper grabbed a keychain from the shelf filled with souvenir trinkets.
You guys can have that one for free. There's loads more collecting dust in the back.
I pay for the duct tape, thanking him for the trinket, and we finally step outside. Not bad. All right, I'm gonna end the part here, everyone. So, I'll see you guys around.